Get it on. Late one tonight. It's okay. Yeah, we might draw Link. We might come up with some new stuff. Speaking of new, the little slideshow of images here on the desktop is new. It's just a thought. What up, Boxer? Just a thought. Oh shit, what is that drawing? Look how funny some of this stuff. Some of these things are so funny. This is a guy swimming. This is a guy, he's like an expert UPS store guy with this like little tape gun. Digital readouts, crotch shot. This is a Millennium Falcon in a box. This is a Starbucks Frappuccino. This is for a video game. It goes on and on and on. So this is, guess what this one's for? This is, on my desktop now. I've got the, we're just randomly playing a slideshow of images that I drew in 2019. So 5 years ago. It feels like they're fairly safe to, say, hey, take a look. But they're all out of context 5 years ago. Oh yes, oh yes. The future is past. Yeah, a lot of unrealized video game projects. You can see, and this is why I got good at drawing, is because I had to be able to draw any kind of thing at a moment's notice. Paddle boarders in a cell phone commercial. Okay, this actually isn't one of my drawings, but it was in one of my file folders. Shitty drawing for meta. All right, we don't need to stare at this never-ending slideshow. It literally will be thousands of images, and they won't make sense. But I thought that might be a fun little bit of context to stupid things that I have to do. Okay, we can draw something fun though. Boxer, what are you up to, man? Or you're about to wander away and go to sleep. I know that, but no sweat. It's good times no matter what. Ooh, that was for Last of Us 2 trailer right there. Yeah. Man, your streams are what streams may come. It's what streams are made of. Did your P stream go the distance? Anyway, I'll stop, but I hope it went well. I beat Lies of P without dying start to finish. So yes, you did. Your P stream went the distance. I'm so happy. Your P was fierce. I bet your P had some impact. Alright, well you can cool down with me. Crack the porcelain, oh, that's fun. There's no need to harm your psyche with no max stream tonight, because I'm here to stream. Although my neck is in pain from I was doing all this meal prep cooking all this stuff. Yes, this is revitalizing. Without it, you are unrevitalized. So no sweat. I had a notion today of a couple of concepts. One was inspired while I was at the park. There was this kid at the park who I'm like, that kid looks like he could be like Link. He had these like very elfy features, thick, pointy eyebrows, you know, long auburn hair, pointy nose. You know, I couldn't see his ears. They were completely covered by his long hair. And he was doing this thing where he was sort of like peering through the branches of a tree at his friend on the other side. I'm not going to do it justice, but it's just a fun idea for later. Like this kind of face, you know. Long, skinny limbs. Pretty sure it was a boy, but a little androgynous. Be a bit real about it, but like, you know, I like the idea. I liked the idea of like Link, young Link and Zelda like climbing, just like playing with each other before the world goes to shit. You know, it's a cute idea. Right now I'm just drawing what I remember seeing, but what if it felt like it was? Something fun and playful. Like a fun what if she was kind of, in a way, the girl next door? Not sure what kind of tiara or whatever would be appropriate, but practice with Zelda and her costumes, but I think there's some merit to the idea of this kind of sketch. And then a background is whatever, fun, whatever, forestiness and arm more extended, maybe. Some like long Brad Pitt Legends of the Fall hair, something like that, right? Maybe he's got a ponytail like those kids from Liberty's Kids. Thomas Jefferson style. Let's save a drawing. Looking at my Zelda so bad. Go all the way back. Yeah. That was better. There we go. Instead of this, he can be reaching behind the tree. Something like this, or like this. There it goes. Despite all the non-tree climbing that happens in Zelda games, something like this feels like it's good storytelling. You know. It's one of those like, I can show you the world kind of things. Maybe a love story is a little too much in a Zelda game. I think it's potentially cringe, but it's it's potentially sweet. I have no idea how to climb trees, so got them doing it all wrong, no doubt, but And whatever. Racing to the top. It's fun. Good enough as reason as any to climb a tree. Let's flatten this. What does that look like now? Not bad. Some ears in there. Yeah, just a little bit something here. And shift everything over. Could be I mean, how cool would it be if, like, forest over here, better drawn forest than that, forest over here. It's so scribbly. I have a horse over here. One thing I've been toying around with is the idea that, see, in the Ocarina of Time, the horse is, of course, Link's horse. It's not a cow. Let's try this again. And you can tell I haven't been drawing it all today. Okay. Wow. Okay. Pretend that's a good horse. And it's Zelda's. God, that looks like shit. Right here, in the distance. Hyrule Castle, whatever that looks like. This whole thing needs a... much better. Oh. Okay. Now I have to redeem myself because of this shitty drawing. It looks worse and worse and worse. Okay. Well, castle here, horsey here. I'm trying to make it look like it's grazing, but I can't draw that well. Maybe I shouldn't. Alright. Well, what does a horse grazing look like? Since I'm fucking it up so bad. Beautiful, majestic. Animal. Maybe there's no way to do it in a small drawing. A way to do it well. Okay, well. Grasses. Just make it look like, you know, she got there on purpose. Her horse can be there. Begs the question. In both of these situations, you'll see is head to bed, working tomorrow. It'll be a shorter day. I'll see you when I'm home. I will see you tomorrow. Yes, you go to bed. I will not be up much later myself, because I'm drawing like shit. So, good night to you. Either be, maybe I would draw both of these, but this or Link on horseback. In the future, from this, okay, that's not the world's worst horse drawing. Horse from the back, a little easier for me to recall. Something like this. tree. In the foreground. Tree. We have these rolling hills. Rocks, trees, mysterious woods, sort of coming out of a grove. Sort of feeling like it picks up somewhere and gets us into the road to Hyrule Castle in the distance. It's kind of like a fun, appropriate kind of. All right, so what does Hyrule Castle look like? Yeah, I've pretty much decided that having the castle here is too much. Horse is good, castle too much. Whatever, just a beautiful day, the forested woods. All sorts of different stuff. Breath of the Wild. Some serious castles. Some of this looks like fan art. It's very triangular. Uncle Grandpa, hey, what's up, man? This is a decidedly quiet endeavor tonight. Good. Chill with me if you feel the urge to chill here. Yeah, it's a bit much, but man. You know, I wanted to have a cool impact. I mean, like, it would go like here, right? So, castle. It's a little bit of like a Emerald City moment, right? Like from the Wizard of Oz kind of mythos. The you know, like maybe he's never Link in the case of my story, you know. Doesn't exactly, you know, spend a lot of time there. Let you explore practically the entire castle. I have to get this game. But I know it's like a commitment, right? So I don't know what it's a bit much. Yeah. I feel like, you know, when like, you're like, okay, that type of thing I know would be bad for me because I'll like it too much. That's the sort of thing I'm worried about. I've got all sorts of commitments I've committed to. I can't commit to more commitments. loosely indicate what could be a fun castle-y, pointy castle. It's all about Castle Grayskull anyway. A lot of people didn't like Breath of the Wild Tears from the game that deviates from the traditional Zelda gameplay loop. Do you mean like the timeline stuff, or are we talking about like the because I don't know about any controversies. I know that it's like very open world. And I think people had something to say about that, but I'm not sure if I've even got that right. Mountains in the distance. Treasure in the distance. Probably should be on some sort of elevation, if anything. Bring it down. Make it even higher up. It's Hyrule. I don't know. There aren't any traditional dungeons. Extremely what? Yeah, I heard about that. The like your weapon like your weapons break, so you have to repair them or whatever. That just sounds tedious, like micromanagey. Like Zelda meets Red Dead Redemption, which I really did like. Red Dead Redemption. It's not perfect, but it's on the verge of a composition. Shining, beautiful city. And then this other drawing. Yeah, I only played one. Again, number 2 felt like it was going to be a commitment and it was going to destroy. I had a lot going on in my life when that came out too. But number 1, played it good and hard. All the good stuff. Yeah, and Uncharted 2, I remember I beat that game. Assassin's Creed 2. There was this window of time when I was still a gamer. I really did enjoy all that stuff. But work and I got married. Found myself mired in things like a mortgage and impossible to keep up with home repairs and stuff like that. Ugh, it's a nightmare. This drawing is over here is an idea I had because I was watching. There were some young kids at the park. I mean, I call them kids, probably like 12 or something like that. So they are kids, but they aren't, kids older than my kids, for instance. But they, one of them looked like Link, and he had long hair and big pointy nose and just elfish features. And he was peering through like the gap in a tree at his friend, and it just felt like something I could draw some inspiration with. So this is like young Link and Zelda having an outdoorsy moment. Sort of Peter Pan and Wendy-ish kind of romance with a horse in the background. Poorly drawn horse. That was fun. That was fun and frustrating to attempt to draw. Anyway, I'm not drawing particularly well tonight, but today's been like a spend time with a family day. My mojo is all drained out. It was too little. It was good. Oh. Worked out just fine. I'll add a little bit more to these. Let's see here. What did you get up to today? If you care to disclose. You had your shoulder surgery, yes? I was actually very interested in this. You were describing part of the anatomy that I'm not entirely sure, a term I had heard before. And, now it's escaping me, but I hope your recuperation is going well. I hope they have you on the labrum. Yes, what is that? Where is that? I'm gonna Google that. I study anatomy. It's a thick tissue of cartilage that attaches to the rim of the socket and essentially forms a bumper that deepens the socket and helps keep the ball in place. Interesting. Okay, I was wondering if it was related to the bursa. So I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Labrum. Labral tears caused by overuse, traumatic injuries, normalities, and injuries. So on like a scale of 1 to 10 pain, how bad was the pain before the surgery? I mean, is this like an arthritic type of situation? Hate to pry. It's a 10. Fuck. Damn. Right there in the joint. So it looks like the am I saying it labrum or labrum? Don't think the labrum is, but I also have various collarbone, which is a separate issue they addressed. Labrum. Okay, labrum. It looks like the labrum is like the receiving bit of cartilage in the ball socket joint. It's like the cup. Very the layout of the shoulder anatomy is so strange. There's a lot of like weirdness going on. So it's no surprise to me that so many people start to have shoulder issues. Even attempting to be or naturally being in good physical shape, there's still issues. So this area right here, my mom has serious pain in her bursa, or she had inflammation and it was just from overuse. And I didn't know what a bursa was because that's not included in the skeletal anatomy textbooks that they hand out to artists. Most common symptoms: torn in the shoulder, labrum, are shoulder pain, instability, and in some cases a feeling of grinding, locking, and catching. Oh, my heart goes out to you. So it's which arm? Is it your like dominant hand kind of a thing? This sounds so debilitating. As like an artist, like your dominant hand. Fuck. What a fucking jip, man. I hope you can get some like disability or something, man. That's the worst. That's arthritis, bursitis, and tendonitis. All these fucking things. It's just rough. Yeah, the bursa, and I'm still not even sure what that is, but my mom, basically that was an occupational injury for my mom, who was a professional storyboard artist as well. Well, hang in there, man. I'm sending healing vibes. But in all seriousness, this is obviously super serious, so I wish you a recovery, a speedy recovery if you can get it, but a recovery of whatever kind you can get. I hope they have you on some strong pain meds and that you're at least able to, I don't know, relax maybe. Yeah, the burst of the little fluid sacs that act as cushioning for Percocet. Just take them all at once. No, just kidding. But the grind them up and rail that shit. No. The sorry, I have a dark side. But there is good sounds like a good reason to seek relief. So, give my sympathies. One thing you can do is you can grow opium and cultivate that. And when you run out of the doctor stuff, at least you can have something to. Don't ask me how I know this, but it's not impossible unless. Let's see here. Now here I am talking like everybody has like a little private plot of garden at their disposal. Anyway, if you do, consider that, and if you don't, find someone who will let you plant some flowers for your own purposes. That's rough though. Yeah, I think my mom would get like steroid injections or whatever into her bursa, just to take down the inflammation. But in the end, it was too much. She just had to. She had to retire. It was at the end of her career anyway. I mean, what do I feel like doing right now? Yeah, something needs to go here. Help me figure it out. What could go there? Something this kind of motion. I guess it could just be a branch that is behind them. Just as well. We can have leaves in the background and over here, leaves in the foreground. Feels good. And then over here, shrub on the ground in the background. Some overlaps going on. You know, since I freehanded these boxes, I'm always curious, like, did I draw a good 16 by 9 image? Let's see here. Ooh, that's pretty close. Pretty close. Not bad for eyeballing. Is this one the same? good eye, yeah. That's why it's literally not what they hired me for, but I can do it anyway. Rough out a good 16 by 9. Ooh, this one's even closer, I think. That's good. Hey, I don't know. Even better. Yeah, I agree. Still got it, baby. And it's just like I draw it to what feels right, but it's because of the my whole life is like lives in a 16 by 9 grid, you know. It's like all this, you know. Give me these dimensions, I'll fill it with something cool. This is the progress so far on the main board. But I was realizing that while it's fun and more or less meditative for me to render out this stuff with line art and all that, I don't know if it's as entertaining for an audience because really it's just, you know, adding detail to something that's already been determined. Whereas here I get to sort of engage and have a bit of a banter and find common cause. There's a lot about these that still need a lot of work conceptually. What I'm worried about, and it's okay if this is true, because I think it just is gonna happen, is a lot of the low-hanging fruit for our project is I think picked up already. The you know, anything that would have been obvious or really exciting for me to try and draw at the beginning, you know, a lot of that stuff is kind of ticked off already. So what's left is sort of like, you know, we might have to hunt a little harder to find the roads less traveled, or I don't know. You know, or maybe if I find a way to just get drunk tomorrow or something like that, I'll be more spontaneous and come up with something more clever. But all right, let's see if I can do my little dark and dirty tricks to make something a little bit better here. Yeah, this kid at the park had really pointy features and really thick eyebrows. And he really did look like Link, like he would be like a good young Link if they did a casting for it. Cute smile. And the other thing is it's helpful for me to, as much as you know, if I've got downtime in my work, it still is really effective for me to ideate on these kinds of sketch concepts instead of just rendering things, because it felt like it was keeping my mind fresh and more agile. And then when I took a break from it and started just drawing out, you know, the link, or you know, the whatever, it's the storyboard layout that I had open. That's great, but it uses a different part of my brain. It's not necessarily the most creative part of my brain. This is more creative stuff. It feels like real problem solving. Like, how do we make a drawing more interesting? And right now I feel like I'm a little rusty on that because I haven't done that for the last few streams. So this part, even if I and it was giving me a sense of like, oh, maybe I've done all that I can do and picked all the low-hanging fruit. Of course, that's not necessarily true. I just need to get back in my groove. Which is tricky. That's okay. No rush. Take our time. Hey, Hot Local Grandpa, it's like 4 a.m. your time or something like that, isn't it? I'm not about to just say go to bed, but I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, you just hit 3 a.m. I don't want to keep you up more than you should. I'm gonna do this little drawing with just a little bit of these dark accentuations, and then I'm gonna call it a bed, a night. So hang around a few more minutes if you want, but I don't take offense if you feel like getting on the bed. My wonderful little brother needed his beauty sleep as well. Here Link can be, but without any of his weapons. Like, this is like pre-call to rescue the princess. This is meet the princess, and then they get separated for whoever knows how long time. This is just in the loose idea of a story, like a live actiony kind of Zelda story I've got in my head. Being very ambiguous, doesn't need to have anything quite nailed down yet. What if we just focused on what moments could look cool, and reverse from there? Make our way back. How did we get there? What happens next, kind of a thing. Bark on a tree. Don't need to draw that. This fun dappled light everywhere. Be very trying to get some mode, yeah, or at least like Making a friend, you know, I don't know. There's definitely some, this is like a little bit of the, I made a joke earlier, it's like something out of the Aladdin, like, I can show you the world. Like, kiss day girl, you know. They don't need to break out in song or anything like that. We don't need... You know, although there is like a fairy, right? We can have... Link! Listen! She's like pissed. She's like, what the fuck? Look over here. Stop looking at that hussy. It's kind of a fun idea. I'm not sure if you ever saw the original cartoon, but the fairy sprite character in the cartoon was in love with Link and super jealous of Zelda. You know, maybe in my story, like Link isn't even into Zelda. Well, they don't even know each other, really, or basically don't meet each other until the end of each story, or the beginning and then at the end. Or, you know, there's some telepathic communicating going on in some of them, right? But yeah, there's no... Oh, he's her bodyguard. Okay. Well, I liked the idea of... maybe like, you know, Link is like orphaned as a young kid, and he's just sort of like wandering the woods or whatever. He's on his own, and then he comes across a situation where like young Zelda is in trouble. You know, maybe she's like escaped from the castle to find some adventure, and she gets in over her head, and Link rescues her. And then she advocates for him to like come back to the castle, and maybe then he's like a stable boy or something like that. So they, you know, they can have a fun relationship. He's a knight in the king's service and specifically assigned to her. Sounds a little specific. It's a good way to get her pregnant. What did you think would happen? Princess Tiara. Of course, I'm doing a terrible job drawing the. But he's not into her. He's in a relationship with the Zora princess, or was. She's dead. Jeez. Of course. Huh. not doing myself many favors by being so out of the loop on some of this stuff, but well, in my story, they are kind of in this girl next door, boy next door kind of relationship. It was Mifa, if you want to look her up. Shit. It's on the verge of looking cute. Whatever, as long as it's better than Padma and Anakin, right? So, Mifa, I'll look it up. Let's see here. Okay, I think she's like a shark princess. Let's see here. Wow. Yay, AI art. Oh my god. Vert a mate hub. Well, she's kind of got... She's not very leggy, as I'd say. Here's a good comparison. No, I'm not going to disable my ad blocker. Well, the choice is clear to me, but although I do appreciate that what I see in the background here with the all of the a fan favorite among perverts. Yeah, no, I follow all sorts of perverted anime artists on Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now. And the yeah, I've seen her design a few times, even though I had no idea she was in this game. That's funny. It's like Shark Girl. Well, for me, it's just because something is the most recent version doesn't mean it's the best version. And I'm not going to feel like I need to uphold much as far as... Although I do appreciate having at least some reference here for what a Zelda outfit looks like. That's nice to see. She can have some pigtail, ponytail things. I like the ponytail version of Zelda, or pigtail version, or like, you know, I don't think she needs to have like tons of hair flying in the wind. Like in the cartoon, she was always down to kick some ass, whipping out a crossbow and like, shooting something or yeah. Favorite Zelda was the Twilight Princess iteration of her. Now I do remember, yeah, it feels very. Twilight Princess is, you know, just so we can see the. That's definitely a. She had darker hair too. Yeah. Of course, this looks like AI art, but I think this is. Yeah, here's a nice slideshow of AI art. Prompt hero. What a great thing. You know, but recognizable as Zelda in these equations. Look what I've done. Dark brown hair and Twilight Princess. But I mean, like, wasn't the Twilight Princess was like that weird it wasn't Zelda who was the Twilight Princess, was she? It was like the weird I don't even know how to describe her. The sort of like companion Dark World version of the Midna, who had a curse to make her an impish figure. Yes. Boy, you're a good one to have on deck here. Yes, Midna. What I didn't like what I was drawing before was that I was using black lines everywhere, and I don't like doing that necessarily. For everything. Or if I can go in and make things just a little bit more selective. Feels a little bit more real somehow. This is feeling cute. And you broke the curse on her when she was very tall. She was very tall goth mommy. Huh. I loved Twilight Princess. I think I've discussed this, don't remember it very well because I was total pothead at the time. I'm not much better now, but at the time I was just so baked all the. I would like wake and bake and just play Zelda and do a little bit of work, you know, from time to time, kind of a thing. The pressure was off back then. I didn't have all the things, kids and shit, forcing me to get up and do everything responsibly. I'm a shadow of my former delinquent self. These curved lines to indicate which direction the tree branches are growing. Switching them up this way, no, this way. It's cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she's got these fun braids around the tips. There you go. Finally feeling like I'm getting my groove back a bit. Been away from this kind of ideation sketching for too long, but now a little bit of persistence paid off. You're like, hey, I don't suck at this anymore. At least that's what I think. Let's flip this. Yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of fun. I like it too. Let's not do too much else with it. I feel like it'll be good to sleep on it a bit. Definitely want to push this horse back. My horse drawing skills were definitely tested and found wanting earlier in the stream. So I may next stream dedicate an entire stream to just doing some horse studies. But for good reason. It comes up all the time for me in work, so too many assumptions. landscape. We can. Getting a little bit granular. Some of these decision making. So like some of this is not great performance. Like these are big, like these are like smiles I would draw on people in a commercial. I want to be a little bit more nuanced than this, but this is a good start now. I feel like this is a yeah, I don't even know. Nothing I drew actually improved it. All right, last minute. Messing around too much, but there's potential for fun here that it's a fun challenge here. Challenge to be realized. Definitely potential. All right. Let's call it a night. Before I do something stupid. Okay, well, tomorrow is a national holiday. Throws my schedule off a bit. My kids don't have school. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it is in LA, especially it's quite serious, or not serious, but the they definitely close the schools. If it's a holiday from anything, it's traffic, and for some people, it's a day off work. Not for my wife, and actually, I'd prefer to work, but my client studios are shut down, so I'll be doing stuff like my taxes and other crap, whatever. But I think I will try and stream, but it'll be another nighttime stream, so I hope you are in the throes of recovery, or at least on your way, but we can revisit this stuff again tomorrow if you drop by. The time keeps on ticking, as they say. It is always a pleasure, and I do appreciate your speedy encyclopedic knowledge chiming in with some of these references that I definitely am out of the loop on. So, okay, well, good night to you, and until next time. Saving, and then peace out.